resta un poco con me.
Domani. I don't see La Puma. Where is he?
There.
He seems obsessed with cleanliness.
Completely.
What's his mental state?
Unstable. At times we had to even put him in isolation.
Bottom of the barrel. I wonder how many went insane while they were here.
Captain, I don't see what
Look, don't bother. I'm not here to discuss the problems of running a mental institution. I want to make that clear. I want his papers in order, and I want La Puma out. Take it or leave it.
Come on, don't stand in the doorway. I know.
Good job, huh?
Morning, Captain. He'll be out in 2 days.
How'd you do it?
You stay out of it. Cool it.
Think it over.
I've been thinking about it for years. I stopped thinking just now. Money. You think there are flowers in that box?
That I doubt. A suitcase. What, is he leaving?
Don't be an idiot, Camino.
It's your last chance to stop him.
No. Let's go back to the office.
Captain, the word. All will go perfectly well till 6 o'clock. After which, watch out for someone with a clever but a false tongue.
You picked the wrong day.
The captain was here before you had more respect for me and my predictions. After all, who foresaw the solution to the Carboni murders? And who read in the cards where the loot was hidden from the Via Garibaldi fur robbery? You. Yeah.
Let's break it up here. Break it up now. Break it up down there. Any news?
No, nothing, Captain.
Yeah, you take the first shift. Till noon.
Close the door. Now we wait.
Contact your mother? Okay.
Damn it, he should be there by now.
He's got to fight the morning traffic.
That's right. There's a police officer out here who wants to deliver something to Mr. D'Ambrosio. Just go down the corridor. At the end, you'll find Mr. D'Ambrosio's office.
Captain Bonavia!
Captain, there's just been a shooting over at the D'Ambrosio construction site, via Plebiscito.
Who is this?
Captain, 4, I think.
4 what?
Dead.
All patrols, don't change signal red. Proceed 1-1.
Call the cars. Get everyone down there.
Step on it.
All right, move! Move!
One dead in the field and 3 in there, sir.
Right.
Steer all. Cordon the block off.
not here. Why isn't he here?
Why? He was tipped off. That's
By who?
Oh, get as many pictures as you can of La Puma.
Get photographs of Lipuma. Right.
I can't believe it. How'd they know? How'd they find out?
I don't know, but they did, and he got away. Did you call the district attorney?
Yes, yes.
Disguised. Yes, sir. How did you figure that one out?
His hair. It's too long. Have you identified him?
Good morning. I'm Captain Giacomo Bonavia.
Traini, District Attorney's Office.
That's Michele La Puma, a very tough man.
What happened?
Do you know Ferdinando D'Ambrosio, the head of the company?
The builder.
Right. This is his secretary. La Puma came in disguise and asked her to announce him to D'Ambrosio, but she obviously didn't see the gun he had hidden under his raincoat. That disguise was supposed to give La Puma a few seconds advantage, but it didn't work out that way because on the other side of the door, they were evidently expecting him.
On the other side of the door, D'Ambrosio.
That's right. You see, D'Ambrosio and La Puma used to work together, but they fell out after D'Ambrosio mistreated La Puma's sister. They tried to kill each other more than once, and La Puma's autopsy will show a couple of bullet scars. D'Ambrosio had his men watch La Puma. He knew that he was after him, that he was going to get him sooner or later. That's why the disguise didn't work. La Puma came in that door instead of that one, took D'Ambrosio's men by surprise. This is Vincenzo Arlotta from Trapani. It seems he caught La Puma from behind. Arlotta was shot and killed by one of his own men.
What have you got?
There,
Well,
there.
center of the axle. We still have to get a lot of distances, okay?
Here, look at this. That is Tano Caschetti from Salemi.
Figure the desk for the center.
Hatchet man. We've been after him for 2 years.
190 centimeters.
We haven't identified that one yet. Now, they all came from out of town. They were hired recently. I feel partly to blame for this. D'Ambrosio's regular gunmen, the ones he keeps on salary, were starting to get a little out of hand. I had him put in jail a couple of months ago. You get a hotshot like D'Ambrosio without protection, he starts to have a problem breathing. He feels uneasy. He needed temporary help, so he hired second-rate hoods. Well, you can see the mess that they made.
2 killers, the regular bodyguards in prison. 3 killers, their substitutes dead. And another killer, their rival, also dead. 6 headaches out of the way. Nice work, Bonavia.
You know D'Ambrosio?
No, why?
He's a murderer, and he's in with the best people in town.
Why don't you arrest him? Did I say something funny?
Sort of.
I'll repeat my question. Why don't you arrest him?
I don't want to make a fool of myself again, seeing as how I've already arrested him 3 times before.
Lack of evidence?
What?
I said lack of evidence.
Lack of everything.
So far, this building development has cost something like 40 billion lira.
And 59 killings.
63, counting the 4 of today.
Of course, I have a problem disposing of the bodies. A great many of them are buried in cement. Right here. What are you going to do, tear down half the city? Do you live around here?
Right over there.
Well, watch out. One of these days, you'll turn on the faucet and you'll find blood running out. Or if you find a crack in the wall and you scratch it, you might find a finger or even an eye. You live in the penthouse?
I've got 3 rooms on the 2nd floor.
Sounds kind of small. One of these days, a friend will approach you and offer you the penthouse. Very low rent. You inspire trust. You'd be a perfect tenant.
Are you sure D'Ambrosio wasn't present when the shooting took place?
And risk getting shot, they have people who get paid for that. That's all. You can go back to headquarters.
This is not exactly.
Anyway, I'll take a chance of making an ass of myself again. You give me a warrant, I'll arrest him.
You're certain this is D'Ambrosio's work? If he was warned La Puma was out to get him, why didn't he just inform the police? Thank you. They could have provided protection. Instead, he set a trap, you say. The question still isn't clear to me. I'll issue a summons for D'Ambrosio to appear for questioning. Let's hear what he has to say.
I can tell you right now what he's going to say.
Hold it. Don't be impatient. You'll find if you get orders from me to arrest D'Ambrosio, there won't be any lack of evidence. Send me your written report as soon as possible and a file on D'Ambrosio. Good night.
Goodbye, Mr. Traini. That's it. No more photographs. What are you so happy about?
Me? Nothing, Chief. It's cold, that's all.
We're up to our eyeballs in this, and I want you to stay out of it, kid.
Ah, no, Chief. You're stuck with me. I'm going right along with you.
Here you are, sir.
Hello?
Mr. Traini,
Yes?
Attorney General Malta would like to speak to you. Hold the line, please.
Hello, Traini.
Good morning, Mr. Malta. How are you?
Fine. So now this business in Via Plebiscito. A massacre.
They counted 116 shells. There were 3 bullet holes in La Puma's body, 32 caliber.
When did he get out of the insane asylum?
What?
When was he released from the mental hospital?
Who?
Well, La Puma. You mean to say that you haven't been informed?
Of that yet? Who's in charge of the investigation?
Captain Bonavia.
Good man. He's a bit strange, stubborn, but he's efficient. Didn't he tell you about the asylum?
It's in the report he sent me. Michele La Puma confined in 1964. The commitment paper was signed by his sister Serena La Puma.
When did he get out?
2 days ago.
He didn't waste any time. He must have had revenge on his mind for years. Odd that a man so definitely declared insane should have been released.
The doctors declared him cured.
Evidently. So it appears you've begun your new post down there with one hot potato. Oh, well. Tell me, how's your mother?
She's a little better, thank you.
Still up in Switzerland?
Yes, she's in Lausanne.
Have you moved into the new apartment yet?
Almost, thank you.
Remember me to your mother when you write. Tell me, Traini, how you plan to proceed with the case?
I'm questioning D'Ambrosio tomorrow morning.
His acquittal earlier this year evidently struck a nerve in someone who'd rather not have to see it happen again, if you see what I mean.
You mean kind of a family war?
Such viciousness would indicate that.
There's someone to see you.
Who? D'Ambrosio?
No, his lawyer.
Show him in.
Be careful. He's a fox.
It's all right.
I'm Canestraro.
I wasn't expecting you.
You were expecting Dubrosio, I know. I'd like to see him myself. He's in a clinic. After the shooting, he suffered a shock.
In what clinic?
I don't know.
Well, you go to that clinic and tell him I want to question him. La Puma's attack is a case of armed assault, granted. Nevertheless, Dubrosio's self-defense is somewhat difficult to justify. Why hire 3 professional murderers?
Dubrosio has never hired murderers. Mr. District Attorney, may I speak frankly? Dubrosio isn't afraid of the law. He respects the law. He's afraid of being killed. La Puma was sent there to kill him. Luckily, Dubrosio was out of his office. Had he not been...
What makes you say that La Puma was sent there? Given past events, I'd say that La Puma had many personal reasons to hate Dubrosio.
Quite right. So they opened the tiger's cage, and the tiger came out.
You mean to say that if you wanted to get rid of our successful builder, you would have had La Puma released from the asylum?
Me?
Or me, or whoever.
Allow me to express my surprise that a murderous madman could be set free so easily.
Go on.
That's all I have to say, sir.
Find your client and tell him that he must come here for questioning. If not, I'll have him arrested on sight.
What guarantee can you give for his safety?
A police escort.
It's best not to inform the police.
Ah, you mean that word might slip out. That word spread like butterflies, only to return as lead.
It's no mystery that Dubrosio is the target of certain police officers.
You're referring to the times that Bonavia had him arrested.
3 arrests, to be exact. The court answered with 3 acquittals. I'll let you judge.
What could Bonavia personally have against Dubrosio?
There could be many reasons.
A man can hate out of his love for justice.
In that case, if you think Bonavia is so perfect...
What do you think about him?
It's necessary to judge a police officer even by his private life.
Which is?
Bonavia has a mistress, young enough to be his daughter.
That's not a crime.
Of course not. Of course not. In any case, if you could be kind enough to forget regulations just this once and call on my client instead of having him come here, believe me, he has suffered a great shock.
Tomorrow morning?
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I will call you and tell you where we'll meet.
Call Malta's office.
He's a fox.
Dubrosio's willing to be questioned tomorrow morning, but he wants me to go to see him. It seems he's afraid to be seen in public. In fact, he doesn't even want the police to know about my seeing him.
Why?
His lawyer told me Dubrosio thinks Bonavia has it in for him.
And assuming he does?
Well, then Dubrosio's afraid the police would intentionally let out information that would harm him.
What's your opinion, Trainee?
I'll go along with him, even though his lack of respect towards Bonavia annoys me. The important thing for the present is to hear what Dubrosio has to say.
All right. Just keep me informed. I authorize the investigation. And the asylum?
Bonavia and I are going shortly.
Clinically speaking, there was no apparent reason to keep him here.
In other words, he'd been cured. Did he have any visitors?
None.
His sister?
No. She sent him a few packages.
It says here that 6 months ago, La Puma tried to strangle his cellmate.
Highly agitated nerves. We were forced to put him in isolation. It didn't recur.
I'd like to talk to his former cellmate.
You promised me the other day. Why don't you talk with me? Because you think I'm crazy, eh?
Take it easy.
I'll see you tomorrow.
No. The other day, you said the same thing.
Where is he?
Over there, but be careful. He spits.
You want to go in?
Ah! Ah! What do you want with me? What do you want with me? Go away! Go away! Go away! That one's all right. The rest of you, go away! You know what you look like?
Like a district attorney.
My name is Giuseppe Lescatelli. Will you remember it? Why don't you answer me? Why don't you answer me? Why don't you answer?
Calm down, Pepe.
Okay, General.
Do you know Captain Bonavia?
Ever since I told him the latest world news when I was in the pen, I told him they got strychnine in there. They put strychnine in the coffee, and they got rid of one of the big boys, a stoolie, a spy, and a dirty turnkey.
Who?
What who? Why don't you listen to me when I speak?
That's enough, Pepe. He's referring to a recent poisoning.
Go on.
There was a pipeline under the pen. We drilled a hole in the floor and hid oil. It was like a gusher. Mimi the Queen sold it for us. That's the truth.
How did you get it out?
It was easy. We put it in the Clarve.
The what?
What language does he speak? He came in here to screw up my cosmic revelations. I'll break him! Arrest the doctor! Why don't you? He loves it here! He ties us and beats us! Lousy bastard! Lousy!
Easy here. Have a cigarette, Pepe.
There's no screwing in here. Why don't you send some women in? Only the faggots have a great time.
Were you Lapuma's friend?
The world ought to belong to men like him. He gave my son a newsstand because he was my friend. He wasn't crazy. The doctors kept him because Dubrosio and his sister wanted him out of the way. They are evil bastards!
Let's go, gentlemen. I'd like to talk to him alone. Have you ever been a police informer? Come on, Pepe.
Scratch me behind my ear first. I can't stand it.
Did Lapuma know you were an informer?
He said to me, Bonavia's your friend. Tell him I'm not crazy. I said no. And Lapuma tried to choke me.
Go on.
Bonavia came on Christmas. I said...
What did you say? Go on. What did you say, huh?
Let Lapuma out.
And what did he say?
Impossible. That's what he said.
Thank you, Pepe. Shall we go? Who had La Puma release Bonavia?
The doctors declared him clinically cured. Don't you believe in doctors?
Anyway, tell me, who were D'Ambrosio's enemies?
Half the people in the telephone book. More or less.
Who would you put at the top of the list?
Well, his rivals in the construction business. The Madonna family, the Fiori, the Cortese. All those and their relatives that D'Ambrosio had beaten up or killed. Want some wine?
No, thank you. About Loscatelli, I wanted to talk to him alone, because sometimes a police officer can be intimidating.
I see. I didn't know a schizo would know the difference, but if you say so.
He told me La Puma was obsessed by the idea of getting out so he could kill D'Ambrosio.
Well, you can bet that Loscatelli didn't warn D'Ambrosio that La Puma was going to kill him, that La Puma, disguised as a cop, would be at a certain place at a certain time on a certain day. Now, what I want to know is who warned D'Ambrosio?
Maybe I misunderstood you, but I thought you felt La Puma's motive was a simple personal vendetta, his sister. Now it seems you feel it's very possible someone was using La Puma.
No reason to believe that?
As a hypothesis.
Possible.
It's quite possible you mean that the massacre wasn't just an isolated incident. That the intent was far greater than a simple personal vendetta. That it involves important people and conflicting interests like 40 billion lira.
You like to discuss politics?
Why not?
See the man sitting over there at that table, do you know him? With the light suit and the mustache and the expression on his face which seems to say, who, me?
You mean His Honor Mayor Nicotra?
That's right. And to his left, wearing eyeglasses, that's Mr. Licata, a member of Parliament. There's Mr. Santa Croce, the president of the regional bank, Mr. Zito, the head of the building commission. Now, remember those words, building commission. They're the key to everything. Coffee and the check, please.
Yes.
Thank you. You see that empty place over there at the table? You know who usually sits there?
D'Ambrosio?
Right. Shall we continue?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, a few years ago, Licata and D'Ambrosio drew up an agreement anticipating the financial killing that would be the result of the city's new zoning plan. Now, D'Ambrosio bought up the land where the new suburb was to be developed. And he bought the land at farmland prices, let's say 300 lira a square yard. Now, this is where the mayor comes into the picture. Using the taxpayers' money, the city government, for no apparent reason, supplied the area with water, electricity, paved streets, etc., etc.
So the value went up from 300 lira per square yard to 4,000.
Ah, yes, but you see, the taxpayers didn't get anything out of it. You won't find any schools or hospitals constructed in that area. The pie was cut up amongst the mayor, our member of parliament, the head of the building commission, D'Ambrosio, the bank to finance the deal, and a few others. And along the line, if anybody raised any objections, he was first bribed, then he was threatened, and if that didn't work, he just quietly disappeared.
What is the police department doing about this?
Making arrests if they can. What are the courts doing?
Handing down sentences if they're given sufficient evidence.
Since when has evidence been sufficient in our courts? If you want a wider picture of the situation, I can give it to you, but you be careful of this investigation, because it'll take you down a long dirt road.
It's a trip we'll take together. Now, our starting point will be the killings in Villa Plebiscito. We might not change the world, but our duty today, right now, is to find and punish the one or ones responsible. So we've got to start questioning the doctors at the mental institute, D'Ambrosio's personal enemies, and his rivals in the construction business.
What did his lawyer, Canistaro, have to say?
Basically, that D'Ambrosio's in hiding. He doesn't know who the three killers were, and he also claims that he doesn't know who tried to kill him, so he's afraid. I told Canistaro to tell him that if he doesn't show up for questioning, I'll issue a warrant for his arrest. You'll be arresting him for the 4th time.
I see. And, who will free him?
Nobody, if we do our job well.
The mayor has been trying to attract your attention there for the past few minutes. It's Excuse me, I have to go.
Buenos dias. I'd like to talk to Serena La Puma.
We tried to find her. No luck.
Keep trying.
Yeah. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Any news of D'Ambrosio?
Nope.
When is he gonna surface? You really scared the hell out of him.
Sure did. Also his friends.
How'd you talk with Traini go?
We'll see. A man can kill me. The district attorney can send me to jail. The man who kills me could be sent to jail, but the district attorney always goes free. We'll see what's better for them.
I don't get it. What's better for what?
A killer or the DA. The DA can bury me with a life sentence.
Traini? He's in with him?
Call for patrol room, patrol room. Signal red, zone 1-4.
What's happening over there?
Kid stole something from a supermarket. He's holed up in the church. Reported to have a gun.
What are you gonna do to him? Don't you hurt him!
Oh, lady, when you go home?
Leave him alone! He's only 40 years old!
Where is he?
Inside.
Has he shot at anyone?
No, but he says he's going to.
Keep away.
Give me the gun. Oh. Give me the gun, you stupid kid. Give it to me. Did you fire it? Any time, any place?
Captain, the crowd's getting pretty nasty out there. You think I ought to call for reinforcements?
Don't be a jackass.
All right, calm down. There's nothing to worry about. He's a good kid. Don't worry, he didn't even have a gun. You got nothing to worry about, lady. What the hell? Get him out of here. All right, go home. The show's over. Go home. Everybody, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, all of you. Beat it out of here. Get out of here. What are you looking at? Go on! Move!
Got a match?
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen Traini here with those fancy clothes of his. Nicola, when'd you get out?
Last month.
Now you know it's a crime to tap any telephone wire without the district attorney's authorization, especially when the telephone belongs to the district attorney. Now, if I transfer you to a data collecting agency, you think you can handle it discreetly?
You still refuse to let go of it, huh? You still want to know who warned D'Ambrosio? Well, of course I can handle it.
Yeah. Who warned him and where the orders came from?
We'll find out. To your health, Captain.
Traini's lying. He says D'Ambrosio won't come in, he's hiding. And he thinks that I believe him. What does he take me for, that son of a bitch?
This way, please, gentlemen. Go right in.
It's very kind of you, Mr. District Attorney, to go out of your way like this for me. I feel so much safer here because, in a way, this is home to me.
My client finances this institution for orphans. He had a difficult childhood himself.
Hey, come on. I don't want the District Attorney to get the idea you're trying to make me out a saint with a halo on my head. Who we trying to kid? Here, have a seat. I'm very lucky to be here, huh?
I thank God I'm still alive. So now whatever you want to ask me, I'll try to answer it, Mr. District Attorney.
Lipuma was really after you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Why, because of his sister?
I guess so.
Or perhaps he wanted a larger share of the business.
I never had anything to do with this guy, Lipuma.
However, when he became dangerous, you had Lipuma put in a mental institute. His sister had him committed.
And she at that time was your mistress.
Yeah, but whatever she did was on her own.
Who told you that Lipuma was out, that he was coming to kill you?
Who told me? If I'd have known, I would have asked the police for protection.
Nobody ever goes to the police.
And that's bad. Anyhow, no one ever told me a thing. I mean, I didn't even know those 3 men were killed.
Your lawyer hinted that Bonavia apparently has a grudge against you. Is that true?
Sure he does, sure. It's envy. I make in one day at least what he makes in a month. So he spies on me, sniffs around like a beagle. Once in a while he dreams up a charge and hauls me in. But I understand him. You gotta have pity for that kind of person.
You understand him, and you feel sorry for him. Why?
Because he had it rough as a kid, he went through what they call frustration. Now, some people, they drown their past in whiskey. He drowns his in justice.
He's dangerous.
Who pushed your button, counselor?
So, contrary to your lawyer's opinion, you aren't afraid of him.
I got bigger enemies. He's the least of my worries.
You contradict yourself. Earlier, you said that you were in hiding because you fear the police. Now you say you don't fear the police, but you fear others. I don't understand.
The other day, there was an attempt to kill me. Now I'm afraid to go out in the street.
But there's no need to be afraid. You can even accuse a representative of the law. You're a citizen, and I'm your district attorney. Don't forget that.
You're my who?
Your district attorney, and I would defend you as I would any other citizen, if necessary.
Men like you make us have faith in the law. Getting back to the discussion, though, if you're asking me who wants me over in the morgue, all I can say is there's much bigger sharks than Bonavia.
Business competitors.
I don't want to accuse no one. But if you think a little, before anyone got Lipuma sprung, you can be sure it took a lot of bread to do it. A lot.
I see. What else can you tell me?
Only what I just told you before.
Which is?
What I said.
Which is not very much. We haven't concluded much, have we?
Well, what'd you expect? What am I supposed to know? Don't forget, they're after me.
That's why I want to take special care of you. Don't leave the city and keep yourself at my disposal.
All right. I'll be here. And thanks again for going to all this trouble for me, Mr. District Attorney.
Who is this Traini? What's he looking for?
He's just looking.
Easy, easy, does it, or he's likely to stumble onto the zoning law deal.
Yay!
And you're the one responsible, Ferdinando. Some mess you got us into on your account. Machine guns everywhere. Are you trying to start some kind of civil war?
Did I have a choice? Say, come on in, shoot me in the head?
I've been reading the headlines, and I don't want anything more to do with it. And neither do the others. Is that clear?
Senator, look, tell me something. How did you get into office? It was because of my men, village by village, that you got 250,000 ballots. I got you in yesterday, and I can get you out tomorrow. Who the hell do you think you are, Senator? He makes speeches in the Senate, drives around in a limousine, gets interviewed on TV. Big deal! You toe the line and play the game my way.
Take it easy, Ferdinando.
And if the game bothers you, step down. Take a cruise. Go over to the opposition if you want. For every one that leaves, I got at least 100 more. You don't want to lose your limousine, though, right, Senator?
Take it easy, Ferdinando.
You too, and the president of the bank, and his honor, Nicotra. I said it before, don't go into a panic. You guys have trouble enough when your heads are clear. Now, what dirty thoughts are you thinking about me, huh?
Who told you Lipuma, disguised as a cop, was coming to kill you?
Guess.
Did you have the insane asylum watched? Or were you watching Bonavia? Or maybe some friend of yours was watching him.
Only two people know, me and God.
Dubrosio! Have you gone out of your mind? Here I am trying to put suspicion on Bonavia, and you clear him. Why on earth are you accusing your competitors when you know as well as I do they're not involved? Eh?
What's wrong with you? You really think Mr. Traini believes what I tell him? If I want him to think white, it's better to say black. It's logical, no? Traini's no one's fool. Let him have the satisfaction of thinking that whatever he figures out comes from his own brain, with its university education. And let's let our new district attorney work out his own logic. Let him make the connections, put the little pieces together. Ah, you're back already. Did you take her to my house like I said?
She didn't want to come.
Where the hell is she?
She's waiting for you over at Piazza Garibaldi.
It's all right. Come on in. We'll get out of your way now. Ah, you're looking good, boys. Here's a little something for the winners. Serena, get in. Wait there. Why didn't you get in?
Because.
I wanted for us to meet somewhere else because it's not smart for me to be seen on the street for the moment. Look, it wasn't my fault. Everybody knew your brother wanted to kill me, so I wasn't about to get him out of the asylum. Hell, I forgot he even existed. And I can tell you, after me, he was going to go for you. You put your name on the court document that committed him. And because of that, he sat 6 years in the asylum.
You told me if I didn't sign it, then you'd kill him.
Yeah, that's all over with anyway. What do you want to do, drag out the whole can of garbage?
The past is past, forget it. What's on your mind, Ferdinando? What'd you want to meet me for, anyway?
Look, why don't you take a trip? See your cousins in the States. I'll pay for it.
Why?
Because there's people want to get at me, and they may come after you, thinking that they can maybe force you to help them.
But what help would I be to them?
There are plenty of ways for them to get what they want. Let's just say it's safer if you go. And when you return, I'll see that you get a new apartment overlooking the bay or near the beach. That's a promise.
A promise, dear Ferdinando, I can add to the collection.
Look, Serena. You and me, we gotta find a way to understand each other again. We gotta bring back the thing we used to have for each other. Now, if you're willing to give it a try, we'll have dinner at our old restaurant where we used to go. And we'll talk the whole thing over. I swear you got nothing to worry about. Sorry to have to make you walk, but I couldn't park it any closer.
Ferdinando, you want to kill me, don't you?
Will you cut that out? Come on.
Yes. Yes, it's true. You want to kill me?
Come here. What's the matter with you? Rocco. Rocco. Hold it.
You want us to go over to her place?
Nah, she knows better than to go there anymore. Pass the word around. You guys better find her.
Politics and its connections with the mafia. According to the latest edition of the Senate Crime Committee's report, the committee feels the mafia's influence today is not as powerful as it has been. Arrests in the last few years of many of the top mafia leaders, writes Committee Chairman Possuto, even though seldom resulting in conviction, have definitely served as a firm warning to organized crime to keep out of politics.
It's getting to be a comedy, Lena. They're saying the same things as when we met a year ago. Remember?
But he went on to state, the crime committee's investigation shall go on until we have successfully erased crime from all levels of government. And that's the news. Coming up, in-depth news analysis.
We now bring you China. Who's in
Oh, Michele Gamino, this is Lena Palladino.
Hello.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Me too.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Nothing to smile about, Gamino. So, the telephone tap of Mr. Triani, our latest district attorney, huh?
Calls his mother a lot. She's in a hospital in Switzerland. Haven't been able to figure out what's wrong with her. A kid called and asked him for an appointment.
A boy?
Think he's a faggot?
When you're talking about the illustrious district attorney, the least you can do is call him a homosexual. You're leaving?
Well, it's late.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. Let's get back to your corrupt mind. A faggot, huh? No, I doubt it. Go on.
Triani called Malta, the Attorney General, and told him he'd met D'Ambrosio. D'Ambrosio accuses competitors of having had La Puma released.
Did he say anything about me?
Bonavia's a neurotic. He envies D'Ambrosio's success, but D'Ambrosio doesn't consider Bonavia dangerous. Malta authorized Triani to investigate Bonavia's private life. He urged him, however, to be very discreet and careful. After all, he's a public official and a representative of the law.
You don't say.
Malta authorized Triani to tap your phone.
How?
Carabinieri have a wiretapping center of their own. It's more efficient than ours.
Well, we had the idea first. What they aren't aware of is that they have to watch what they say, and that gives us the edge. Anything else?
Schiro called Triani.
Schiro? Why?
He asked Triani to meet him where the shooting took place. He had something to tell him.
Good old Schiro.
Miserable rat.
What's Schiro got against me anyway?
He's never forgiven you for that report that you made, criticizing him.
What report?
When he roughed up that girl during the riot at the university.
I don't even remember it.
I'll make that bastard talk.
You don't do anything. Schiro doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
Here we are. On March 3rd, 1958, 2,300,000 lire was deposited anonymously. Bonavia withdrew the money the following day.
Thank you. That'll be all.
You're welcome, sir.
Follow me, please. Nice place for a crime, isn't it?
If you say so.
Did you ever hear of Giampaolo Rizzo, the union organizer?
No.
Well, he wasn't a brother, he wasn't a relative, he wasn't even a friend. He was more than that. He was a young man that I admired. When I left the village to join the police force, I learned that he'd become a union organizer. You know what it means to be a union organizer around here?
For years, you've been entitled to regular wages by law. D'Ambrosio is cheating all of you. You must not be afraid. There's no need to go on like this. You know it as well as I do. I tell you, you can put a stop to it by coming out here and standing together, not by staying locked up in your houses, in your stables. You all hide, but I know every single one of you, and I know you're with me. So don't be afraid. Come out in the open. D'Ambrosio robs the workers and gets rich from our sweat. Whoever gives us bread is our father, we say. But he throws us crumbs. And what kind of a father is it who brings us hunger and uses his power to fire us whenever he wants to? Is it his right? No, he can't do this according to the law. Yet he does it. He laughs at the law. And you give him the power because you're afraid. You know the saying, one who doesn't speak out is a melon. If we don't demand our rights, who's going to give them to us? Him? The mafia? D'Ambrosio is a wolf. Don't be sheep. Ah, look who's here. Here he is. Here comes the great Ferdinando D'Ambrosio to try to make me shut up. And now listen to what I'm going to tell you. It will scare the pants off of him. All the quarries here are going to shut down. Men, go out on strike. No one must go back to work until D'Ambrosio comes to terms with you first. And your terms are the law.
What the hell are you talking about, Rizzo? I mean, in this town, we got plenty of democracy here. And you come yelling like a maniac.
Listen to who's talking. He spits at heaven, and the spit falls back on his face. He plays the strong man with people who don't even have enough to eat. These are the real murderers. Stick a finger in his belly and see what comes out. Dirt. Arrest him. What are you waiting for? Arrest him.
Rizzo knew that the first one to go would lose face. So he stayed there lying on the ground in the square for hours, until after sunset, even at the risk of bleeding to death. That episode made Rizzo a hero. Only being a hero isn't always an asset.
So he crippled me. So what? There are more where I came from. There's thousands of us. You can count them on one hand. If we hold together, we'll make them run like scared rabbits. Ah, greet one of our old friends who dropped in to say hello. And now he's with the police. Since the public meeting I held wasn't authorized, you've come here to arrest me. Right, Giacomo?
I have to take you to Palermo. The judge will let you off with a warning.
A warning? A warning telling me to mind my own business and not disrupt the peace. You went to school. Why did you join the police? You think it's the best way to get protection from men like D'Ambrosio?
Best way to destroy them.
Meanwhile, you're arresting me. I know you were ordered to do it. Not enough evidence to arrest D'Ambrosio.
Question of time.
No, you two are on the same side. You the police and him the gangster. And it's money that gives the orders.
Over the years, I thought a great deal about what Rizzo said, and what he stood for. And the more I think about it, the more ashamed I become. You never experienced that, right? You never felt that you were an instrument, that you were sort of an executor looking after the interests of whomever happens to be in power?
Cop was an anarchist. You're a living contradiction, Bonavia.
Haven't you ever had any doubts about enforcing unjust laws?
It's not for us to judge the law,
But to enforce it, yes, I knew you would say that. But let's say tomorrow the law stated that we had to use torture.
Don't be absurd.
Why, it used to be the law to be the law again. It's only a matter of principle. Then you would use torture if the law said so.
You're using an extreme example.
All right, then. What's your limit? How much injustice would you stand for to satisfy the people we work for?
If you go on, I'll arrest you.
I was only referring to Rizzo's ideas.
Let me talk to him.
You're 10 years too late. That's where they killed him.
D'Ambrosio! D'Ambrosio!
A young shepherd saw D'Ambrosio shoot Rizzo. Heard Rizzo call his name. Now, later, the boy heard an explosion. D'Ambrosio, using dynamite, sealed Rizzo's grave 200 feet deep. We dug for 2 days and 2 nights. And then we found the body. It wasn't the face of a dead man. It was the face of a man who had never known justice. Never would. And then, on a Sunday afternoon, I arrested D'Ambrosio. I had a witness.
Did D'Ambrosio know the boy saw him?
Well, since I wasn't sure, I asked to have the kid closely watched, but they said nothing doing Bonavia. We can't protect all the witnesses. Anyway, word got out that I'd requested a guard. Somebody got suspicious. Anyway, I imagined that's how it happened. Naturally, they said the kid slipped, but there were scratches on his neck, obviously made by fingernails.
What did the autopsy show?
I didn't have access to the report.
That's absurd. I'll check the file.
You can't.
Why not?
It's disappeared. And 3 years later, more bloodshed. I brought D'Ambrosio into court in February of 1964. I had the necessary proof.
It didn't hold up. I read the trial records.
Did it say by chance that the jury was threatened?
That's impossible. There would have been a new trial.
How can you be sure that they weren't threatened?
Prove it.
I can't prove it, which shows that D'Ambrosio was obviously innocent.
Bonavia, I fear that instead of sleeping nights, you lie awake concocting elaborate fantasies. You believe that because you're convinced, others are too. But I'm not. However, let's get to the hard facts. Rizzo, that is. You mention his name and you want instant justice. Look, Bonavia, a criminal doesn't want justice to mete out justice. You want the opposite, in that you're justice wrong. You can't question the law. It's not your job to question it. It must remain untouched. As an officer of the law, you must enforce and not put pressure on the law.
So?
Obey the law and confess.
Confess what?
If you have any respect for justice, you'll freely confess you had La Puma released knowing he killed D'Ambrosio.
How do I go about accusing myself? Maybe you can advise me.
Follow me closely. First, one of your men told me you recognized La Puma from the street. He was disguised, his head covered with blood and hidden in the grass. Nobody could ever have recognized him from there. Above all, you were quite a distance from the body. You even said, get photos of La Puma. Those were your exact words.
Second?
When we were at the mental institute, a man reproached you for not having listened to him the other day. Why did you go there 2 days before La Puma was released?
Third?
2 days after your visit, La Puma was released.
Fourth?
You are guilty of being an accessory to homicide. Only the motive has to be found. Could be that you're a fanatic meting out his own kind of justice. A man who unleashes a killer because he has no faith in the courts. But I doubt it. I instinctively distrust indignant moralists. You don't convince me, Bonavia.
So?
You could be a paid accomplice working for D'Ambrosio's rivals. Silent partner, no doubt.
Were you daydreaming or night dreaming when you figured that one out? What did you say? What did you say? That I could be a You say that I have fantasies? I could never dream up that one. Let's see now. You say that D'Ambrosio's rivals figured it out this way. That D'Ambrosio is a filthy crud. He's making a fortune. Let's get rid of him. How? Simple. There's a police chief who can do the work for us. He doesn't cost too much, and he has the means to do it, right? Okay. But if there are people who paid me to have La Puma released, and there are people who paid you to save D'Ambrosio from that person who wanted D'Ambrosio out of the way, me, I'll have you... I know you'll have me arrested. Now, please tell me, Your Honor, whose goddamn side are you on, and no bullshit? Whose goddamn side are you on? I'm on my own side. Now, prove it to you. You say they paid me to have La Puma released? All right, arrest me. Go ahead. Go ahead, arrest me. That's what I want. And then we'll find out who warned D'Ambrosio and who he did it for, and that man will be my cellmate. That man will have a nice, honest face like yours. That man will be a man who sold out. Okay. You won't get away with that, Bonavia. You fight me with your proof, and I'll fight you with slander. And the more incredible, the better. Don't be ridiculous. What will you accuse me of? Ah, don't confuse the issues. I said slander. What slander? That which you hide from everyone, that your mother is in a Swiss asylum. What? My mother's worn out. She's just resting. I know, but I'll say that you're lying, that's all. I'm being accused by a man who has an insane mother. Hereditary insanity. Now, we know a lot about that, don't we, Mr. Traini? And then I'll say that you're a faggot. Oh, take it easy now. Don't lose your temper. That you corrupt minors. You've been seen in the company of a young boy named P.H. Sedilli. Isn't that so? He's an orphan, a child of a... Oh, I know that. He's the child of a former employee. You're helping him through school. Either you're hard of hearing or you're putting me on. I said slander. I am the first one to admit it. Now, I need slander. Do you know why? Because when they try to prove that I'm wrong, they're going to dig into your cellar and find out that you work for D'Ambrosio. Now, what other vice do you have? Are you hooked on gambling? Okay, you go to prison for life. For spreading slander. No, for the crime you committed. And your crime won't be diminished because of the others who committed larger ones. Oh, Traini. Traini. What? You turn me in, I'll say that you work for D'Ambrosio, and then I'll add the rest of it. Okay, when I get the proof, I'll arrest you. Okay, I'll say I went to the mental institute because I found out about all the miserable conditions of the inmates. That's my job, isn't it? We'll see. All right. And about the 2 million lira. I used the money to dig up Rito's body. I went to the district attorney's office. They turned me down, said lack of funds. Look it up in your file. It's number 233. I sold my father's house. I stole from my family. Oh, yeah? We're going to have to prove every word of that. Goodbye.
Via Mazzini, 2 p.m. A man approached a boy playing with 2 friends in a vacant lot and dragged him away to a car. where several accomplices were waiting.
Let me go.
The car drove off. The kidnapping was witnessed by a local mechanic and the family's governess.
Stop! Come back here, you! Sandro! Stop that car! Stop them! They're kidnapping him! Hey! You down there! Get the police! That boy! They've kidnapped him!
8 p.m. The boy was released unharmed on the outskirts of the city.
Captain, the boy's been released.
They've let him go. That means they're only trying to warn you.
Everything looks good till midnight. You got Venus in the third house.
Why didn't the boy's father himself report this to the police?
I wouldn't know.
I see. Does he have any enemies?
Well, not that I know about.
Is he rich?
He's got money.
Uh-huh. What does he do?
He's medical supervisor of the mental institute.
Skiddo!
Right.
No, the head doctor of the mental institute. Have his house guarded. Use full precautions. Go ahead.
When do you think they'll let us?
Who is it?
Your pride and joy, Officer Mimi LaFrance.
Hello, sweetie. What is it?
I know where you can find Serena La Puma.
Are you sure?
Sure, if you come down to the bar at the port.
Hold it. Hold it now. I'll be right there. Hold it.
Now what?
Listen, Captain, I want to...
I respect the captain because he's completely honest.
I still think you're out of your mind.
Oh, yeah? Well, you don't understand men at all.
Oh, well, here he is now.
Where is she?
It's written down here.
Thanks. Now get out of here
A
fast.
pleasure for you, Captain.
I said get
It's
your
always-
tail out of here.
What? A bust? Oh. Oh, God.
Serena. Serena, wait! Serena! Serena, calm down! Serena! What are you so scared about? Don't you remember me? I'm Captain Bonavia. Come on. You can't stay in this place. Come on.
Where is this place? Up the stairs, sir.
All right, what's it going to be?
The deaf, the dumb, the blind. Live to be 100.
Not for you, kiddo. That's bullshit. Now you saw and you heard. When they start to think about you being in court, it's going to keep them awake at night.
I don't know nothing.
Nothing? Were you hiding for nothing? Were you scared for nothing when you just saw me outside? You thought I was going to shut you up forever. Now go back to your apartment.
I can't.
Why not?
The police are there.
Go someplace else.
Go where? My God, where can I go if all the money I have is in the apartment?
That's your problem. Now you remember one thing. If I found you, they will. Don't forget it. Good luck.
Captain Bonavia! Captain Bonavia!
Can you explain how Captain Bonavia knew his phone was tapped?
He probably has your phone tapped, sir.
Mine?
It's happened before, many times. You know, the city police force.
Find out.
Yes, sir.
How do you do? I'm Giorgio Cassini. We haven't met, but I'm the building administrator.
Come in.
Please forgive me, Mr. Traini, but I have a proposition that I think you might like. I wanted to tell you that there's still a nice penthouse upstairs. It's free because those who are going to rent it have been transferred to Milan. If you're at all interested, sir, I can show it to you now.
The penthouse, huh? I'm afraid my economic conditions would never allow me to finance an apartment like this.
You think so? Well, what you're paying on the second floor in rent could buy this place up here. You see, what's important to us isn't the price. It's who's buying. It's the occupant that counts.
How about furnishing it? 8 rooms here, kitchen and bath. It would cost a lot.
It's company policy to offer our new clients the possibility of a long-term loan. Payments are often stretched out over 15 years.
Do you know what the salary of a starting district attorney is?
Oh, you know, that doesn't matter much to us. We're more interested in character and position in life. Position in life today is worth everything.
Thank you. I'll have to think it over. Perhaps I'll accept. Who owns this building, anyhow?
Oh, a Swiss company. Are you sure?
Yes, they all came to the meetings.
Do you remember what they said?
All they spoke about was land and billions of lira.
Did they talk about getting rid of anyone?
Yes.
Who, exactly?
Melillo, the architect. Franco, the landowner. And others. Let me look at him again.
Who? Him?
Yes.
Don't call anyone, especially me. My phone is tapped. And don't open the windows and don't open the door unless you hear from me first. I'll use the name Monte Pellegrino. You got that? Monte Pellegrino. Now, keep the volume down.
I don't like TV.
Well, keep the volume down anyway.
When will I testify?
I don't know, it could be a long time. I'll bring some magazines, some clothing, some blankets, whatever you need, huh? Feel up to it?
Hmm.
You want to get in touch with anyone? A man?
Yeah.
No, it's too risky. We've got to do this right. It must be done in total silence. Now, don't do anything foolish, like calling your boyfriend, okay?
If you don't want me to, I won't.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Come in, Bonavia.
Did you know that Lieutenant Gamino had arbitrarily and unlawfully put the district attorney's telephone under surveillance?
Why ask him? What's he got to do with it?
Gamino claims he was working alone on behalf of unknown
Let him
clients.
speak for himself.
A month ago, 2 men offered me a lot of money if I would record Mr. Trainey's telephone conversations. It seemed like easy money, so I agreed. Once a week, I left an envelope with the transcripts of the calls in the bar. The next day, an envelope with the money stuck inside would be left for me. That's the way it was.
That's the truth, huh?
Right down the line, believe it or not.
Would you swear to it?
Sure, I'll swear to it. Why not?
That's enough. Take him away.
Look, Captain, I'm awfully sorry to let you down after all your help. I know I didn't deserve it, only I had debts to pay. I got involved with expensive women.
Take him away. You had the temerity to have my phone tapped, didn't you? You chose to believe that a district attorney could be derelict in his duties, hmm? Do you deny having my phone tapped?
No, if you'll admit that you had my phone tapped.
Where is Serena La Puma? You picked her up yesterday. Mimi the Queen gave us that information.
I could tell you that I couldn't find her. Maybe the information was wrong. It frequently happens, you know.
Why are you being evasive?
You have to prove whether I'm telling the truth or not. That's what we agreed to, isn't that right?
You're no better than the racketeers you say you hate so much. The plot you worked out to kill D'Ambrosio is worthy of a criminal mind. Your friend Rizzo wouldn't have admired you for what you did. Sergeant Skiro! These 2 men admitted you had found errors in the financial accounts of the Institute and that you threatened to report them. That's how you arranged to have La Puma released.
If we had known why he wanted La Puma let out of the Institute and what he was going to do, we would never have let him go.
How can you believe what they say? They cut into their patients' food allowances. They're crooks. They admitted it.
But not murderers. They volunteered information because they were afraid of being implicated in the shooting.
They volunteered because they had no other choice. There was an attempt to kidnap the doctor's boy. Did you know that? Send in the night reports, please.
Our maid is nervous. She started screaming for help because someone invited my little boy to see the circus. The poor man was so terrified, he ran off.
Well, look how terrified he is. He's paralyzed thinking about what they're going to do to him. Whatever he told you won't hold up in court, Trainee.
You can go. I'm going to start proceedings against you, Bonavia.
All right. But you won't have enough evidence to make an arrest.
The Attorney General will decide that. Stay here until I return.
Chief, old Benito's here again.
What's he done now?
He stole a pair of shoes, as usual.
Let me see these. They're not bad. Oh, rubber soles. Not bad. Put them on. Go ahead, put them on. Go over there and put them on. Go ahead. That's it, put them on. Oh, call 277-498. Tell her I'll be home late for dinner. That's it. Good, now. Put the other one on. Right size, too. How do they feel?
Pretty good.
Uh-huh. Try them out. Here, walk up and down. Mm-hmm. Make your feet feel nice?
Fine.
Okay, you can go.
Some kind of a trick, isn't it?
No, why? I'm just trying to turn things around today. Go ahead, go. Go on, go, go! Beat it!
But Bonavia is a ranking police officer. Can't we avoid his incrimination somehow?
I don't think so. He's obstructing the investigation by hiding Serena La Puma, a vital witness. He's a fanatic.
If there's no other way, proceed. But I find it unforgivable for an officer of the law to do something like this for money.
Someone is exerting a great deal of pressure. They even tried to bribe me.
How do you mean?
I was offered a penthouse apartment and a large loan, almost for nothing.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know if they were trying to thank me for what I'm doing to Bonavia, or if they were asking me not to continue investigating the others.
What others?
Serious facts have emerged concerning the city government.
Look, Triani, you were assigned to look into those 3 murders at Via Plebiscito.
You see, Mr. Malta, the shooting, D'Ambrosio, and speculation in the construction business, and government corruption, and political influence, they're all tied up. I'm gathering evidence.
A few clerks putting their hands in the till, eh?
Higher up.
How high?
The mayor.
Prudence, Triani. It would be very easy to create a scandal that would involve the whole country and serve only the cause of anarchy and disintegration. Justice, yes, but prudence.
I'll keep you informed.
However, go on digging. Right to the bottom.
President of age 26.
You're formally suspended, Bonavia. Charges will be brought against you.
Here's my signed confession. I pointed out that Gamino tapped your phone under my specific orders. He thought it was legal. Skittles, salute. Hey, Crystal Ball. What's the prediction for today?
A very satisfactory day.
I see. No bloodshed?
No.
Don't bet on it.
Where's Captain Bonavia? Where's Bonavia?
He just walked out, sir.
Get me to D'Ambrosio's office right away. Hurry.
Hello, is this Mr. D'Ambrosio's office? This is police headquarters.
Did he go out alone? Alone, sir.
D'Ambrosio's not in his office. Give me
This is District Attorney Trainee calling. Where's D'Ambrosio?
He went to lunch with friends.
What restaurant?
Along the coast road, I think.
I need 30,000 votes for Licata and Montanico.
You'll have them. I'll replace the first man who doesn't do his job, understand?
At 10,000, I can't put it out.
Only 10,000. That's a lot of votes for that town.
Not 1 vote less. Scare the women, that'll do the trick.
Yeah, you're right.
What a beautiful day.
Sure is. Yeah.
We're closed.
D'Ambrosio.
You again.
Hey, the great captain. Seeing you.
Looks like you're having a celebration. Did you know they're going to arrest me?
You'll be keeping my 2-men company. Those 2 nice guys you just thrown in prison.
Ferdinando, do you remember the name of that union organizer?
Who?
The one who spoke against you in the village.
Rizzo!
What were you doing?
I was standing over there. We all just finished lunch. He walked in.
The captain turned himself in at the city jail just now. Trainee, Captain Bonavia just turned himself in at the city jail. Good evening, sir.
No, leave it open. If you'd trusted me, I would have gotten you out of that mess you're in with a minimum sentence.
Mm-hmm. What evidence do you have?
Falsified documents submitted by the building commission. I'm going to bring the mayor and the rest of them to trial.
Well, it won't work. There's a better way to do it.
What's that?
Kill him.
You don't know what you're saying.
I never felt better in my life. Even in here, I feel like a new man. I've gotten rid of a 10-year load of shame, and I'm passing the ball to you.
I said all I need is a trial.
Well, who are your witnesses?
Serena La Puma, for example.
Don't count on it. She'll testify for me only because she knows that I didn't kill for money like they're going to try and prove that I did.
Bullshit.
What'd you say?
I said bullshit. Your behavior was shameful, Bonavia. Enough nonsense. Tell me where Serena La Puma is. I need her.
When can I see Gamino?
It's against the regulations. You know that.
Who is it?
The district attorney sent us after your phone call.
Serena La Puma, you just now called the courthouse, didn't you? Hey, don't close the door. That's better. You see, we just wanted to, Hey,
No.
come on now. I
Go
came
away.
because of your call.
Don't hurt
I'm
me.
a friend. Don't be afraid.
I'm expecting a
I'm
baby.
here to help you.
Please go
Come
away.
on. Come
No.
here a second. I want to talk to you.
No.
I'm your friend. You run around like that, you're gonna get caught. You gotta cover up.
Brett, Bye.
My lawyer told me he can get me out. I told him, don't bother. I like it here.
Well, you can keep your company in here.
You killed a good man. You think you don't have to pay the price?
The district attorney wants to see Bonavia.
Come on, let's go. Serena La Puma has disappeared.
Oh, look, if that's a trick to try to...
Her address is 332 Via Valeria. Serena herself called us after she saw on TV that you'd been arrested. Talked to her myself. She gave me her address. And when I got there, the place was empty. A thorough search is being made.
It's useless. She's already dead. You'll never find the body.
Slow it up.
Besides you, who else knew where she was hiding?
Where were you when Serena telephoned?
In Attorney General Malta's office.
Was he there?
Of course.
What are you waiting for?
You're out of your mind.
Why?
The Attorney General involved. You're implicating the Attorney General?
I didn't say that.
Then what do you mean?
You were on the phone in Malta's presence. Immediately afterwards, your only witness disappears.
I won't allow you to insinuate.
I'm not insinuating. Malta could be as innocent as an angel. Now investigate him as you investigated the mayor and the others. Why them and not Malta? Makes you sick, doesn't it?
People will lose faith in justice.
If justice is served, they'll reconsider it.
All right, all right.
Anyway, you won't do anything outside the rules and regulations.
I'll do it.
No, you won't. You can't accept the idea that a high-placed judicial figure can be involved in crime.
I'll do it. I must. You'll need all the extenuating circumstances at your trial.
If I make it.
What do you mean?
In prison, there are other laws.
You must trust me. I'll do all I can. Are you alone in your cell?
Yes, I have a single.
How's the food?
Fantastic.
You'll hear from me soon.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Trainee. Well?
Evening, Emilio.
Did you speak to him?
Yes.
We'll get him out, won't we?
Hey, what are you doing there? What's the matter?
Nothing. My stomach.
Excellency. Fine speech.
Good evening, Excellency.
Evening, sir.
Now, don't you worry about that problem. I'll take care of everything for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hello.
Sir.
Excuse me. Just a moment.
Of course, of course. He'll still have me.
Is something wrong?
Baseball today. It's the American way. Of course, the next best thing to a seat in the stands is a seat in front of a 19-inch RCA Victor television. One more day to Labor Day weekend, the traditional occasion for tasty outdoor barbecues or picnics.
completely agree with all the obstacles and with all the enemies who are between me and...
I looked in my bed to see what was the matter. And to my wondering eyes it appeared pictures of me and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old wick, I knew in a moment he must be St. Nick.